Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposed in the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em, drop 'em. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hold up. I am muted. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody. Welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh. I just hit that like button and I was muted. I'm here. I'm here. I'm unmuted now. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I was talking and I was muted. All right. It's all good. Shout out to everybody. You panicked? No, it's me. It's totally me. Shout out to everybody. Guys, it is February 20th. Friday, February 20th. Okay. Happy New Year. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for dropping those ones. How is my voice sounding? Better? Somewhat better? I still sound a little bit raspy, so I'm gonna do my best to, take my time. Okay. Say what I have to say and take my time. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Is it Cozy Budget Mom? Shout out to you. Welcome. Yeah, I'm still sicky. Yep. I'm still sicky. Yes, absolutely. We're still there. No signs and a lot of speculation and a lot of theories. That's kind of where we're at. You said it's Freaky Friday. Well, wasn't Friday the 13th last Friday? It was. So there's that. There's that as far as the Freaky Friday. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do sound a little bit better. I'm still coughing. I still got my tissue because we're still clearing the lungs, We're still doing all the stuff that we have to do. See Cloud's like, no sound. I'm here, y'all. Oh my goodness, Kiss. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you. Shout out to Kiss. If you guys have been gifted, put some hearts in the chat. That makes me feel good. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you. Oh, the hearts did work. Wow. I don't know which way. Okay. Well, they worked. I know the thumbs up will work. There's like a reaction to Google. Anyways, shout out to everybody. Yes, if you've been gifted, put some hearts in the chat for wonderful gifters. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, my voice is still a little scratchy. Oh my goodness. Dee Dee, you too? Kiss and Dee Dee made it rain today. Thank you, Kiss. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. I broke the button, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be the first time. Thank you, Dee Dee. Aw. You guys make sure you accept gifts, okay? There it is. There's the hearts. Thank you. Yes. You have to accept it in the chat. Something about there's an acceptance button and hopefully you'll get picked or something. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. 102 fever is not fun. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you get some rest, okay? Well, shout out to everybody, y'all. Wash your hands. Wash your children's hands. They always be getting me sick. Anyways, hold up. Still have to take it easy. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Okay, so we got to talk. We got to hit the ground running because we have so much to talk about, so much to catch up on. In the last 24 hours, y'all know how this case goes, especially Nancy's case. But there's another case that I've also been paying attention to that has also hit the, mainstream media and media overall. So we have a young guy. All right. Now, I was like, this guy is like a former contestant of the what is it? America's keep thinking of America's Next Top Model because I'm writing a script on that, but American Idol. American Idol. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. American Idol. Okay, so I was a little like in shock when I saw this. I said, well, what happened? So this guy is like a church guy, right? His name is Caleb Flynn. And apparently, now the way I understood it is that he was actually charged. That's how it's being written. That's how it's being reported. Unless he wasn't, which I'm like, I'm confused. I wrote it on my community wall. People kind of got on my ass about it. They were like, listen, you spelled murder wrong. I intentionally spelled these words wrong because YouTube will flag the channel if I don't. So just note that I try to do misspellings for good reason. Okay. So American Idol alum Caleb Flynn arrested and charged with his wife's murder. So there is a 911 call. There's an arraignment already. Okay. And he is a former contestant. He's also like a former church leader and whatnot. Okay. So apparently, he has been arrested in Western Ohio and charged with his wife's murder. Now, Caleb Carl Flynn, 39, is currently facing 1 count of murder and 2 counts each of felonious assault, tampering with evidence in February 16th death of Ashley Flynn, 37. Okay. And this is Miami County court records show. Now, I heard somewhere, and I have the court document too, that he like tried to stage it like as a robbery. He's still in custody on $2 million bail. He might be, right? So, excuse me. So she was found dead February 16 in her home in Tip City, about 30 minutes north of Dayton. All right. Now, remind me, wasn't Ohio also that one case with the doctor who like murdered his ex-wife of 5 years? They had already divorced. She remarried. The Tepin murders, that's also in Ohio. What is going on in Ohio? Shout out to everybody in Ohio. But I don't know what the hell is going on. And I also think Jeffrey Dahmer's from Ohio, right? I could be wrong. I don't really know my serial killer states. But anyways, yeah. So very young, all right. So she was found dead February 16th. And this was in her home about 30 minutes north of Dayton, an hour east of Columbus, according to Dayton area TV station. Now, a 911 caller later identified as the season 12 singer said someone broke into their house and shot Ashley, and the children were inside the home. Police investigators said only the couple and their children were home at the time of the shooting. So Flynn has pled not guilty to the charges. His attorney, Patrick Mulligan, confirmed, adding that Mulligan looks forward to defending the case. We're both disappointed and concerned about the short timeline and seeming rush to judgment in this case. Mulligan said in a statement to U.S. Today, when the government runs out of leads or can't develop leads and look at a surviving spouse in cases such as these, the chances of wrongful conviction increases. I mean, but like her kids were there. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So the police, of course, the chief specifically dismissed the defense attorney's claims as far as the case moving fast and adding that the investigation is progressing thoroughly and deliberately. And in a statement to US Today, he wrote, the pace of the investigation has been driven by the evidence discovered, and that the evidence will continue to guide the investigation as additional information is collected and analyzed. I'm confident that the case ultimately presented in court of law will reflect diligence, thoroughness, accuracy, and integrity. The family and the community deserve nothing less from our department and our children and assisting agencies. So the bail has been set at $2 million. Okay. An attorney aims to lower that bail. Oh, man. So he's booked in the Miami County Jail, Florida, February 19th, and he remains in jail as of this afternoon or this evening, February 20th. Okay. And so the bond is at $2 million. So he says, look at this. It denies him having that bail. The attorney says that he aims to lower the bond, adding it denies him the opportunity to be at the funeral for his wife, which is an unspeakable tragedy. He wants to go to the funeral. You being accused of the murder. I mean, everybody deserves a defense, okay? But he's being accused of this murder. Apparently, Caleb is suspected of using a handgun, staging the scene to appear like a burglary. And there were signs of what appears to be forced entry in the home. Okay, so, I mean, the man deserves a defense. We don't really know the whole story. According to the Dayton Daily News, Flynn told 911 dispatchers he didn't see anything in the house, but the garage door was open. The newspaper reported that the officers who went to the house found a side door to the garage open, and the door had a large fridge in front of it that would have needed to be pushed aside to open. Okay, so let's get into this 911 call. All right.
Oh my God.
Miami County 911.
Oh my God. Somebody broke into my home. Somebody broke into my home and shot my wife.
Are they still in there?
I don't know.
Okay, what's the address?
932 Cunningham Court, Pitt City, Ohio. Please hurry. Please hurry.
Okay. What are you seeing?
My wife she's got 2 shots to her head. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God. Sir, please.
Ma'am, I need you to take a deep breath, okay? Do you still see anybody in the house?
No, the door to the garage was wide open. Please hurry, please. Oh my God. My daughters are here. My daughters are here.
Where's she at?
She's in the bed.
Are you with her?
I am in the room. I'm looking at her. Yes, please.
Okay. Do you guys have the door locked?
We have the doors to the garage locked, but into the house, yes. Please. Oh my God. Please.
Where's that room at in the house? My partner's getting them dispatched, okay? But I need you to answer my questions so I can get you help as fast as I can, okay?
What question?
Where are you guys at in the house?
I'm in the bedroom with her right now.
Okay.
Ooh, let me stop, okay? Let me, real quick. How did he know that she was 2 shots? 2 shots? Shot twice? That's a very specific, I'm sorry, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know that the person was shot. All I know is that there's blood everywhere. Maybe there's a handgun there. I don't know. Maybe something happened. How did he know? Oof. Let me stop. Okay. Annika, thank you so much for gifting a membership. If you guys have been gifted, put some hearts in the chat. Sorry, I had to stop real quick. Thank you. All right, let me keep playing this.
Okay.
My daughters are in their room.
So you are not with the children?
I was with the children when it happened.
Okay, but you're not with them now?
No, they're in their room. They're not even awake. Oh my God. Sir, please.
Okay. They are heading that way, okay? I need you to take a deep breath for me. Are you hearing anything?
No, I've rubbed her leg and said her name. She's not answering.
Okay. Your daughter's not answering you?
I'm sorry. No. Hold on. I'm putting on her. What'd you say?
Your daughter's not answering you?
No, they're across the room.
Okay.
In their room.
Okay. Are you hearing any kind of noise inside the house?
No, her face is, her face is white as good ghost. Please hurry.
Okay. Whose face?
My wife's face.
Your wife's face?
The one, yes, the one who was shot.
She was what?
Shot, I said.
Okay, where was she shot at?
In the head. I hope there's blood everywhere.
This guy hold up, y'all. Like, this dispatch call, it's like he literally just gave us a confessional. I'm sorry. You said fake. He just gave us a confessional right here. Do you understand? How do you not jump into conclusions when you listen to this damn dispatch call? It is so freaking weird. Yeah, right. Yeah, Darlin says, too loud to not know if someone is still inside. I'd be a church mouse. Lord have mercy. And your kids are there? You said your dog ain't buying it. I don't know what to say. Just show this whole call to a jury. Guilty. That's it. I'm sorry. This is not normal.
Okay, is she breathing?
No, I don't think so. Ashley, baby, please. Oh my God, no, she's not.
Okay, she's not responding to you?
No. Oh my God.
Okay, do you see anybody in the house now?
No, it's pitch black and the doors are locked. The door leading to the garage door was wide open when I ran in there.
Okay, do you see any kind of vehicles?
No. Wait, no. The door. There's a side door in our garage door that's open by the. Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, I need you to just take a deep breath for me. Okay, they're getting to you as quick as they can. Is that door still open?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What do I do?
Is she breathing at all?
I don't think so. There's 2 shots to her head.
Okay. If you are comfortable, I want you to go and find a cloth, and I want you to put a cloth on that gunshot wound, okay?
Like a towel?
Yes, like a towel.
Isn't the intruder still in the house with the kids? Did I miss that part? Like, I'm still trying to figure this out. Maybe I missed it, y'all. Like, did I? Maybe I missed it. Go find your kid. Like, literally, I would be like, where are my kids alive? Let me go find them. What's going on?
But do not apply direct pressure to it. Just put it on that blood wound, okay?
Okay. Oh my God. Oh my, okay.
I need you to just take a deep breath for me, okay?
Okay.
Just get that cloth, and I want you to put it on that wound, but don't apply direct pressure to it, okay? They're coming to you as quick as they can, okay?
I just laid it on her head.
Okay. Where are the juveniles? Are they okay? Have you checked on them?
I haven't checked on them.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
The police is here.
Okay. Can you go check on the juveniles for me?
Wait, the cops just pulled over. They just left.
Go check on the kids.
They just left.
Okay. I need you to go check on the juveniles for me, okay?
They're still sleeping.
Okay, you still see them breathing? You don't see any wounds on them?
No. The cops just pulled away. Sir. The cop is here.
Okay, I want you to... Okay, open the door for him so he can get into her, okay?
Okay, he's running. He's coming to me. Sir! What? I don't know. The door to the garage door was wide open. I'm her husband. No, I don't think so. Yes.
Okay, ma'am, do you still have me on the phone here?
Wide open.
Okay.
But I ran to, and then there's a door all the way to the right. That one's open. Yeah. Bring it. My daughters are in the bedroom over there. They're still asleep. Sure. You said the 911. Yes. No, every door. Listen. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm sexing me once about. I can't look at it.
Well, so that was an interesting call. Vicky, my mod, says, so the kids are in another room by themselves while an individual's in the house. That shit his wife is that shot, that shot his wife in the head. And he's in the room, another room with a body. Oh yeah, he's innocent. This call is very telling. I will say that much. Okay? Well, cuz he told, look, I get it. First of all, seeing somebody shot, shock, playing devil's advocate, okay? Just a little bit, all right? Seeing somebody shot, shocker, okay? I don't take that away. Very graphic, very trauma inducing. You see somebody, your wife, your loved one, definitely going to be something that you'll be talking about, maybe thinking about for a long, long time, right? However, if I'm approaching the area, I wouldn't know how many times somebody was shot. How many times did he get shot? Twice? Details that you're like, how would you know that? How? So these aren't things. I wouldn't even know that a person is shot unless I was in the room and I saw them or heard it, right? So I don't understand how any of that. You know what? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, y'all get divorced. I know certain cultures and religions don't respect that, but you know what? I don't think it's okay to shoot somebody or, whatever. No, sometimes death may not do you part. Sometimes it's okay to be like, you know what? Let's just walk away from this. We don't have to do this to each other, right? For what? Now I do wonder if insurance, because typically this is what they look at, they start finding out, is there an insurance policy, a life policy, a something policy? Because you know how this situation goes. You guys have all true crime junkies, you already know how the story goes. Okay? So I guess we'll see what happens. Made in Media Worldwide. Thank you so much for this $19.99. I've been watching you more than anything else on YouTube for the past month. Shout out to you from Cleveland, Ohio. Love your content and commentary. Now, you're from Ohio, Made in Media Worldwide. This is probably something that you're seeing develop in your area. Well, she's in Dayton. So shout out to you. And thank you so much for this $19.99. And Annika, again, thank you so much for gifting a membership. If you guys have been gifted that membership, put a heart in the chat. Thank you. Shout out to everybody. Thank you guys. And then you have kids in there too, right? You got kids there. Do you think I'm gonna be worried about if my I want to see if my kids are still okay, you know? That's just how I see. You said, I tuned in kind of late. I'm gathering that the kids are asleep. Someone is deceased, supposedly shot, but the witness didn't explain why he said that. Supposedly shot twice in the head. How do you know who, what? I don't know, man. I don't know. So I guess y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments about that one. Now, the officer, this is the report, okay? Part of the report of Ashley murder case. It sounds like Caleb had the firearm in the center console. Ooh, balloons are going up, sorry. Center console of his truck in the garage, retrieved it, then went inside and shot her while she was asleep. He forgot to close the center console when he was done. And I'm thinking he used a silencer since the kids slept through it. Didn't we just have that with the Tippin murders? Wasn't there a silencer that was used? Okay. Y'all remember the kids were they were unharmed in the other room. That call, Evening Star, I'm telling you, you play that call to the jury, they'll be like, guilty, for sure. Yeah, I'm just wondering. It further goes. This is what the officer wrote. Sergeant, his name is Rice Miller, stated that reporting party informed dispatch that someone had broken into their home. The sergeant advised the reporting party, identified as Caleb, told dispatch that he did not know if the suspect was still at the residence. Caleb also reported to dispatch that the garage door was open and his wife was shot in the head and was not responding. The sergeant informed me once he arrived at the scene, he cleared the residence and located the female identified as, her name is redacted, laying in the bed with a gunshot wound to the head. The sergeant advised to have one medic enter at the home and to aid the victim and not contaminate the crime scene. The sergeant informed me as he entered in the home that he observed the side door to the garage still open. The sergeant then went into the master bedroom on the northeast side of the home, informed me he observed a female, later identified as blank, in her bed, and it appeared that she had been shot in the head. The sergeant informed me that he believed this was a homicide due to his observation of 2 gun shell casings on the floor in the bedroom near the foot of the bed. After responding to the scene, I spoke with the reporting party, Caleb, to see if he had permission to enter his home to observe the crime scene. Caleb signed a consent form to allow myself and the TIP City Police Department employee to enter the home. At that time, Detective Klein, myself, entered the home and did a walkthrough of the master bedroom where I observed 2 gun shell casings near the foot of the bed. We also observed the female, later identified as blank, laying in the bed with what appeared to be a gunshot wound to the head. As we exited this master bedroom, we walked to the garage where we observed a side door to the exit. As we exited this master bedroom, we walked to the garage where we observed a side door to the garage on the north side of the home that was open. As we were looking at the door, we noticed the garage door had a large refrigerator or fridge in front of it that would have had to have been pushed to open the door. Now hold up, let me zoom out a little bit. Okay. While in the garage, we observed 2 vehicles, a 2024 Ford truck Ohio license plate and a 2016 Chrysler Ohio license plate. After walking through this area, I was informed by the officer that he observed the center console to the 2024 Ford truck was open as he was clearing the house. That is the location that Caleb told him his handgun was at. I also discovered that the 2 children in the home had not woke up and are still in their bedrooms throughout this incident while they slept through the whole thing. So they processed they called the evidence people to process everything. He says at this time I met with Caleb and made arrangements with blank mother to remove the children juvenile from the home. Miami-Dade County victim's witness was at the scene during the time the children being removed at the home. After the children were removed from the home, I spoke with Caleb to see if he was willing to come to the police department to speak with me voluntarily. and he informed me that he would at the time. I transported Caleb to the city police department to speak with him at approximately 04:28 hours. So that should give you guys an insight as to what went down. Okay, now, also, by the way, we should totally show this. He was, I think, season 12.
My name is Caleb Flynn. I'm from Tip City, Ohio. I auditioned because I'm sure everybody says it, but music is all I know. It's what I live to do, and I love to sing, so that's why I auditioned. Maybe my wife kind of nudged me a little bit too.
He's a church leader. He's like a worship church leader in the music. So just so people are aware.
My first thought when I got my golden ticket, honestly, all I could do was cover my face because I cried a little bit. I'm kind of a crybaby. I get it from my mom and my dad. But it was honestly just pure joy, excitement. I tried out for American Idol 2 or 3 years ago and I didn't make it. And so to get this was all the more sweeter and all the more meaningful. So it was awesome. The person.
So he's a former music worship leader. He's accused of killing his wife, and the wife was a Tip City School volleyball coach and a substitute teacher. And it looks like he basically staged. This is what they're saying, that he staged the area to look like a home a home invasion. Okay, so he is facing murder and 2 counts each of felonious assault, tampering with evidence, and again, he pled not guilty. Now he had his arraignment today. Play a little bit more of this.
The person that inspires me to be an informer, I guess, would say the Lord. I'm a music pastor.
Oh, geez.
And so that's my job every week, is to go up there and to sing and to connect what I do on stage to the congregation. So first and foremost, obviously, is the Lord. Thing that makes me unique, I absolutely love the Lord. I love my wife more than anything. She is very, very pretty.
Now, is this the same wife? Is this a different wife? Did he remarry? I guess we'll have to look at it, unless it's the same one. I don't know.
Oof, I love her. But, I'm just a normal person who absolutely loves to sing more than anything in the world. And I think I have a different sound in my voice. I have something to offer. My favorite past Idol contestant would probably be Carrie Underwood. She's just absolutely incredible.
Don't say her name. You know what? How come he didn't get any child endangerment charges? That's a great question. Flying Wordy, thank you so much for the $2. Rabbit T-Fun, I'll feel better, says, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Malik, I'm going to pin your comment because I want to look at this too. I promise to read it here in a little bit when we get to Nancy. Thank you so much. I will read it when we get to Nancy. But thank you so much, Fly and Wordy. Miss Melly, thank you so much. Thank you for all you do. Rabbit started watching you when the story of Celeste Rebus broke. I'm praying for the day that justice will be served. Hopefully soon, my love. Miss Melly, hopefully soon, man. She definitely deserves justice, and I've been keeping my eye out on that. Hopefully soon. Thank you so much for the $4.99. I appreciate it. It should have been a given. Why wasn't he charged with child endangerment? You're shooting your wife when your kids are there. So is it the same wife, or is it a different wife? Because this wife, I mean, she's a gorgeous woman. So I'm trying to figure out what happened here. Girl, let me tell you something. It'd be the church. Look, shout out to her. We go to church because we're not perfect, right? But it'd be the church people that are just like the weirdest. I'm just saying, like, you got to be careful with these church people, okay? Don't think that just because you met somebody at church that suddenly you are going to be like, holy roly and everything's going to be good. No. I mean, case in point.
Love her attitude and just her passion for what she does. And I promise you, if my wife dyed her hair blonde, she would look just like her. I'm the next American Idol because, I can honestly say one thing about me is I love to learn. And so if I hear something that I can do differently or do something that make myself better, I'm going to do everything I can to do it. And so if the judges tell me this is what's going to help, I'm going to do it. And I work harder than anybody I know. And so when I want something, I'm going to go after it.
Okay. You said same wife, Joey. Same wife? So how long somebody said that they were married for like 16 years. That is just some sad stuff, you guys. That's really sad, actually. At the arraignment. This is the arraignment today, by the way.
Session with the Honorable Judge Samuel Hubbard Society. You may be seated.
All right, this is case 26 CRA 285, Caleb C. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, you have several charges here. Count 1 is a murder charge, is a felony of the first degree. Count 2 is 2 and 3 are both felonious assault charges, second degree felonies. Count 4 is tampering with evidence, a third degree felony. And that's count 4. Count 5 is tampering with evidence, a third degree felony. Mr. Falker?
Your Honor, Mr. Flynn would tender please not guilty and would ask for this matter to be scheduled for a preliminary hearing. Mr. Flynn is residing in Tip City. He doesn't own a commercial flooring company. He is not on probation for community control. He has no charges pending against him and has no criminal history. We would ask for those reasonable bonds.
Mr. Flynn, we're going to set your case for a preliminary hearing for next week on February 26th at 1 p.m. You do have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford one, you can apply to the public defender's office and they'll determine if you're eligible for a court-appointed attorney. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the court with regards to a bond in this case?
I'm so sorry you cut out there.
Is there anything you'd like to tell the court with respect to bond in this case?
I don't really understand that. So
okay.
No, sir.
So the court has to establish a bond, sir, to ensure that your appearance, okay? So the court will establish a bond and you have the right to tell me, hey, I'm not a flight risk, I am a flight risk, or anything of that nature. Is there anything you would want to tell me about that?
Sir, I just want to take care of my daughters. I'm not at risk.
I understand. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't even know what to say about that. Let's keep going.
Well, the court is going to order a $2 million blanket bond in this case, covering all of your charges. Should you post bond in this case, the court will order that you be on pretrial services electronically monitored house arrest. Furthermore, the court will order that you will have no contact whatsoever, directly or indirectly through a third party with. You are not permitted to speak to them in any way, shape, or form. That includes electronic communications. You are not allowed to communicate through family members whatsoever. Do you understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you, sir.
Shit. This guy's giving me, you know what this guy gives me? He kind of gives me Josh Powell vibes. Put a one in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Don't let this guy near his kids. Not even supervise. He kind of gives me that Josh Powell feeling. I don't like that at all. Kiss, you just gifted 5. Thank you so much, Kiss. If you guys have received a gift, put some hearts in the chat, please, and thank you. My goodness, thank you, Kiss, for making it rain on these gifted memberships, and also thank you for the super sticker. Go hit the like button, please. Yes, go hit the like button, y'all. Please. Thank you, love. Thank you. You said he sounds like he's really trying to convince himself that he loves his pretty wife. You know what, Dee Dee? Say that louder. In my experience, the heavier the churchiness, the heavier the delulu. Ain't that the truth, man? I'm telling you. Don't think just because you found a good old church woman, man, whatever. I'm just saying, the heavier the delulu. Yeah, man. Doesn't he kind of gives me I'm worried that he would be around his children because he kind of gives me that I'll take them all out type of situation. I hate that. And they've never found Susan Powell, right? Anyways, it's crazy work. You said how long ago was that an American Idol thing? Let me look at the date. I think the American Idol thing was, that's a good question, actually, because I didn't even check that. American Idol. Everybody's searching it. Caleb Flynn, American Idol. Well, it says 13 years ago. So that's when this was uploaded. But he is season 12. So season 12, 2013. Does that sound about right time-wise? Let me know. You got people out here in the comments 5 hours ago. Rip Ashley jumped here in the comments as many other Dayton residents did. Look at everybody's over here in the comments, y'all, on that American Idol video. They all dragging him. Right now. Yeah, it's a while ago. So it's a sad situation, but you know, he's going to have to live with that for like the rest of his life. And man, to take the mother of your children away from them, like, it's crazy work. I don't even know how I don't know, man. I don't know. KM, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you, KM. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, he looks like he aged like 40 years ago. He doesn't even look like that was 12 years ago or 13. Yeah. But thank you, KM. Thank you so much. Okay. So Malik asked this question, and he said, "Do you know about the 2 teenagers that were recruited to rob a home in Scottsdale? Yeah, for Bitcoin, the same weekend Nancy was taken." I heard about this too. And because nobody has publicly talked about a possible connection, the only thing that I have a problem with as far as that situation is, how do you connect it to Nancy? And if it's 2 teenagers who were recruited, who recruited them? Where do they put her if they was them? Um, what happened exactly? I mean, there's a lot of questions that I would have about that. But also, if this did happen, how come we haven't even put any kind of connection to this quite yet? That's the thing. I don't know. But I did hear it. I just haven't heard that anybody's made a connection or that the FBI feels like this is something that happened with the 2 teenagers. You don't think it's connected? Not connected, in my opinion. It's like literally, I don't know. You said it's well, and that's the question. So let's get into this real quick. I saw this posted, and this was posted by JLR. He says, "I just called the Los Reales landfill while I was live asking what the chopper was about, if related to Nancy Guthrie. Receptionist on the phone said no, but also said authorities never searched the landfill there for Nancy." So apparently there was, and it wasn't just JLR, I think it was Mel too that was looking into this too, about a possibility. They're not going to tell you if there's a chopper flying over there, if it's related to a body that they're looking for or a person that they're looking for, right? Like, they're not going to tell you that. So to me, it's like anything is possible, that she was put there, whatever the situation may be, right? And so then, is it possible that that's a location there outside of Mexico? We don't know. You said, I was asking yesterday. You were, Belen. You were. You did ask. You said, hey, how come? And that's my thought too. Why not search the landfills? You never know. You said helicopters is it Little Dar, and was not related to Guthrie case. The helicopters? Do you mean radar or little Dar? Little Dar? Is that how you say that? And it was not Flojo. Did they publicly say it, or they just said that? How do we find out that it was not related? My thing is like, we don't even know half of this stuff, that we don't know if one thing is related or not at this point, because it's like they tell us one thing one day and then something different the next. Did anybody hear if Harvey got a letter today? Because I was like thinking, well, maybe he put out a letter today, because you know how he does. Like, literally, shout out to my mod Vic, because she let me know about this right here. Hold up, let me show you guys. It's some crazy stuff. And it's like, I don't know. Listen to this.
We just got a letter.
This is Harvey.
Wonder who it's from.
Literally. Hold up.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from.
That's what it feels like when we're dealing with Harvey. It's like, we just got a letter. We just got a letter. Is it LiDAR or LiDAR? Is it different technology used to identify something different? Okay, so what is it? What is it identifying? Someone emailed them and got them a response. Oh, okay. Thank you, Flojo. So it sees, is it LiDAR? Did I say it correctly? Sees through trees and bushes. Gotcha. Not publicly mentioned. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, was this mentioned or anything? You said, I have not heard about that case. I don't like cases with babies missing. It makes me sad. You said we should start a series, The Many Letters of Harvey. Y'all are laughing. That was hilarious. Shout out to Vicky who sent it to me. You said they're getting ready to shut down Nancy Street to a one-way, no parking, where the media's been parking. So it sounds like Pima County is kicking the press out. Most neighbors want them there too. Well, how are they going to kick the press out in a public street? That's what I want to know. How if it's considered public, right? Smoke and mirrors, maybe law enforcement know exactly who did this and is throwing the media and us bones that have nothing to do with the real leads they have in order to throw off the real abductors. Very possibly. You know what? Yeah, darling, yeah. I think that Harvey feels very special because he gets these letters. Literally. I don't know, man. I hear you. And please know, like, we're not joking about the situation, but this was sent to me and I was like, yeah, that is Harvey at this point. You know, he's kind of throwing stuff out there. And to me, it's like when he said, well, I'm gonna talk about this, but I'm not gonna talk about it. And then here he goes. I thought that the guy who said, what was the guy who said something to the effect of, what did he say? Nancy, what did he call Nancy? Nancy Smollett. That was like, I was like, what do you mean Nancy Smollett? I thought that was too soon. I was like, yo, you're doing too much. That I understand. Harvey, me making fun of Harvey, I'm like, well, I'm making fun of Harvey because he does too much. What's really going out that they're trying to kick well, that's the question is why are they trying to kick the media out? That's the question that I have. But anyways, let's get into this commentary, guys. So here we have, where are we at with CODIS? I think, wasn't CODIS supposed to come back now? That was my thought, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought we would have heard something from CODIS at this point.
From Arizona's News Nation senior national correspondent Brian Enton, who did that great interview with Sheriff Nanos. Brian, good to see you. I have a lot of questions here, but I always start off with what is the latest on the ground that you're seeing? And also, let me couple this too. There was a lot of activity today. There was movement at Nancy's house with a white van. There was also news that investigators took a look at the home of one of Nancy's neighbors. So can you tell us about that activity as well?
Yeah, so the activity outside the house, Jesse, there was a white pickup truck and a Subaru that showed up to the house. And the detectives seemed to know they were coming, let them by, let them up the driveway by the garage, which I haven't seen happen before. They weren't law enforcement. There was a man that got out with a briefcase. We had our drone up. They went around to the back of the house, two men. They went into the house. They were in the house for several minutes. Then they came out and left. We don't know. This is it right here. Yeah, this is that white pickup truck. We don't know what they were doing. At first, I thought like maybe friends of the Guthrie family that went to, retrieve something in the house from them. There was other speculation that it may have been a locksmith, which I'm not really sure why they would need a locksmith. But that was one thing that we saw outside the house. Also next door at the neighbor's house, there were detectives that showed up a few hours later and were inspecting a Ring camera. And also there was like a floodlights with a Ring camera on it that they were inspecting for quite a while. Yeah, this is a picture of where they were, which we haven't.
And this was something that we kind of already knew, that they were inspecting different things. You said, I wonder if Harvey has a handy dandy note where he writes everything down. I'm telling you, man, Harvey, I have no problems making fun of Harvey. I think that he just kind of does this to insert himself, but he's done this in so many cases, guys. He's inserted himself in so many cases. And I get it, he's media. That's like his job, to insert himself in cases and whatnot. But there is just, to me, it's like when he was like, well, I'm not going to talk about the letters anymore. And yet he continued to do so. So it does make you wonder if he has played a part in, well, he definitely played a part in that copycat. But what I go back to is, what if that first ransom note was real? Something made Savannah and family say, we're going to do videos. Okay. We're going to make pleas. We're going to try our best to plea. We're going to make videos and we're going to do what we have to do. Right. So something made them do that. I personally feel like the first ransom note was real. So when it got leaked out, I don't know if it was meant to be leaked out like that. We don't know anything. We don't know, we're at what date? Is it 20 or I've lost count. Is it 20 or 21 at this point? I don't think I hate to say it. And for me, it's like, I don't want to lose hope, but y'all, like, what are the chances of her being alive now? Very, very slim. Yes, CODIS is the database for the fingerprints. Belen, there's some outlets that are reporting it's day 20, and then some outlets reporting it's day 21. Kelly and Belen, you said Harvey making statements are not only in poor judgment of financing, he could cause her to be harmed. That's what I'm saying, is like the boldness. But then at the same time, the other side to this argument is, well, maybe that's what these kidnappers wanted. Maybe they wanted everything to be public. Okay. If that is the case, then did the FBI not take this serious? I don't know, man. It's just so sad. Overall, I don't even know how Savannah would be able to come back and work in media. I don't think I could. I told you, I don't think I could ever look at these people the same way. Never. Never, never.
Arizona now, it's day 20 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. We did just
day 20, according to News Nation.
Let's get another update from Pima County Sheriff's Office. So let's bring in senior national correspondent Brian Entin, still on the ground in Tucson as he has been from the beginning. So anything new, Brian?
Yeah, I was just looking through this update that they sent us. Some of the stuff we already knew, the DNA analysis is underway, Connell, which we knew that there was DNA recovered from Nancy's home that they're still analyzing. They're going to do the investigative genetic genealogy. This is kind of interesting. They are continuing to look for a suspect, an individual captured on doorbell or surveillance video. They are requesting information related to the person, which we've all seen. And this is the part that stood out to me. Investigators are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved, which we've said for a while. But it's interesting that they're saying that again, because there has been this theory, Connell, that the person in the front who we saw in surveillance video, that there may have also been someone around the back, and this could have been a 2 or 3 person job. And it's interesting now that the sheriff is saying in this official release that they are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved. So that was the one thing that really stood out to me the most, Connell.
Yeah, it's interesting what they choose to emphasize, right? I guess to some degree, not that that's something we wouldn't talked about or considered, but that they choose to emphasize it in this particular update. I was about to promote this special you're doing over the weekend, but I'll just ask you about it. Tell us, you're going to be on tomorrow night, right? Aren't you taking questions? Tell us what the special's about.
We are, yeah. So we're going to be talking to people live, taking their questions live. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night, obviously on News Nation. And it's going to be interesting because people have so many questions about this case. And there are things that I don't even think of that they think of or that they see that really stand out. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even think of that. So it's going to be very, very interactive where people are able to tell us what they've noticed, ask us questions, and then we'll have a panel of experts who can really dig in a way that we really haven't had the opportunity to yet, because we'll have the full hour, which will be really awesome, Connell.
It's good.
Can I just say though, like, she's 84 years old, okay? And that property is so huge. I mean, I know that she had people like keeping up with it and everything, but like for 84 years old, for her to live by herself, hell. Gene Hackman and his wife, they had a huge property and they were living by themselves. And she was younger than he was, right? She was taking care of him. And it wasn't that she wasn't able to, but she was taking, I mean, they both got sick, right? For the same, it looks like it was like the same kind of, what is it? Because of the deer mice. That's what they said, right? It was kind of weird, but they had a pretty big property, and she was a lot younger than he was, right? So to me, it's like, I don't know, man. I just, it's cool that, people want to be independent, mom and dad, whatever, but that's a huge property for one person. I don't know. Maybe it's just the property or the fact that they were living on their own. I don't like that. And then they didn't even have a subscription for the camera. I don't know. It's so concerning. Maybe they just felt like, and it was a safe neighborhood for the most part, from what people have said there. They didn't have a whole lot going on. But there's got to be more than one person involved. It has to be targeted. There's no way that it wasn't. I don't know. Even if it's like the Scottdale teenagers, all of that seems targeted, coordinated, all of it, right? So yeah, like some of it is just crazy work. She's not going back to work. I wouldn't, Kim. Not with those people. I wouldn't be working with those people anymore. Like literally, I'd be suing the shit out of a lot of people if I was her. I really would. You said, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, however, to her age and situation. I was like, if we don't find her within 48 hours, in my opinion, well, even Mama Bear, even the first week, like I was holding hope. I was like, but you know what? Y'all know I believe in God. I'm very spiritual. I believe that, things can happen. You never know. You never know. Maybe the person that has her is keeping her somewhere. Maybe she doesn't even know where she's at. We don't know. We know that there's her blood there, but maybe she hit her head and maybe her head was hit and she doesn't even know or understand. That's a real thing too. I'm for me, it's like, I can't imagine being in that situation at all, and to lose your mom that way. And she was close. You could tell she was close to her mom. She had her in an interview. Like, you got pictures of them. She doesn't look like she's resentful of her childhood. She doesn't really present that way, So I don't know. You said, Sally, I don't think that she's in this world because it would be a huge responsibility to take care of her in a way that she needed to be. That's right. That's right. So I don't know, man. Big show tomorrow night. Wow, that's going to be interesting. I want to know what time. Maybe we can stream it too and we won't get hit. We'll see. Jay Elizabeth, thank you so much for this super sticker. Thank you, love. The question was raised before. How does an 84-year-old woman with mobility issues get out of the car into the house in 2 minutes? The amount of time the garage door was open. That's a fantastic question. Okay. Yeah. We don't know. It's a great question. You said, yeah, and I get it. Her home is her home. Like, you're right. She's been living there. She said it too. Since 1975. I would have a hard time letting go of that property, especially if my kids were raised there. But I would probably bring some people to live with me. I just couldn't imagine her living on her own in such a huge property. It's not that I don't feel like she couldn't. I just looking out for her, an animal, a guard dog, something, older adults can be stubborn. Yes, you are so right. They can be stubborn, and you're absolutely right. I hear you on that. I'm pretty sure they would not still have her. Oh my goodness. You said, yeah, she was like in her 60s. Gene Hackman's wife, for sure. Why? Yeah, it's a big property. So maybe like unapologetically me, like this is what I'm thinking, right? Sure they had people in there, taking care, keeping up with the property because they needed it, right? But to me, it's like it's nothing like having somebody live there, even if it's a room, one small room, whatever, Yeah, I know. I had some great grandparents that were very older. Why would I sue? Well, on the speculation part, for sure, right? If there was like one of her family members was accused of a crime, I think that would be the thing, right? And anything else that they might have speculated on or that they might have put a title on that was not true. I think it's appropriate. I think she's allowed. People sue people all the time, and media is huge, You say, wait, is the Today Show not being good to Savannah and family? I don't know I don't know what the Today Show is doing. I know they're reporting on the case, but this is the part that's hard. Yeah. And I'm referring to the media running a narrative about her family. That's what I would sue, because you can. When somebody, I mean, it's happened before in true crime cases where somebody is accusing, we've had it here on YouTube, guys. YouTubers get sued all the time. The Chris Watts case. Shanann Watts, her family sued a bunch of YouTubers, blaming the victim for the crime, blaming Shanann and her children for the crime. Y'all remember that? I remember that. Her brother sued somebody from like the UK. I think he was like an armchair detective or something. So yeah, and that was somebody who wasn't even in media. He just, he was his sister was the victim. So it does happen. It does. You can't sue for misinformation. But yes. Oh, Jay Elizabeth, thank you so much. Hold up. Yeah. I don't understand, like 84 many health problems alone. You didn't pay for a subscription for a camera. Me, Blondie. I mean, there's that. Do you know what I mean? There's that. Let me try to catch up on these comments, okay? 1 second, y'all. The property is massive and needed a security system. Yeah, it did. The house is 3,000 square feet, so above average, but not huge. For one person, 3,000 square feet, kind of weigh that in. You think she could have been dating potentially? People do date. I just how I see it. Joey, thank you so much for the $4.99. How can they say that the DNA in the house isn't related to a healthcare worker, pool people, landscapers, etc.? I haven't heard that they were all cleared. That's a great question. Excuse me. That is a great question. We don't even know who. Well, publicly cleared the family, right? We know the family's been publicly cleared, but we don't know anybody else. I'm sure they've been looking at all the workers that come and go, right? Right? So yeah. Yep. Let me scroll down all the way. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think I got it. Oh yeah, really rapid. It's big for her. Yeah, definitely big for her. But I don't know. Yeah, look at this. That professor in the Koberger case sued that tarot reader card. I remember that. Y'all remember the one that was reading the tarot? She had a social media following, and oh my God, that girl was something else, man. That girl was. She was a professor at the university where the Idaho 4 happened, right? And yeah, the professor sued the tarot reader. I think her name was Ashley or something like that, and she was reading cards. Y'all remember? And she won too. Even though it was freedom of speech and, entertainment purposes, whatever it was. Yeah, but y'all, I'm just saying, like, that's why I don't be doing the tarots, because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm just, you can get in trouble.
Like we've said, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this story in so many ways, but just in the interest also of the public, just, 20 days in, people are still so, there's so much emotion, attachment, I guess, to Savannah Guthrie, to the family, and also just interest in the story and hope that it comes to some sort of a positive conclusion. Brian, thank you. And
thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your...
Okay, Fredo. Yo, literally, it's just like crazy work. They bring in the experts. Hold up, let me switch over here. I don't know what else they found in Mexico that they found to be relevant. It doesn't look like there was anything outside of, just the connection. I know people are still speculating. I mean, are people still Let me ask a question in the chat. Do you guys still believe that Mexico is a possible theory? Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Clears the entire family. What do you make of that?
Well, the Guthries have been through a lot, and I think it's a good thing for them, obviously. What concerns me is the messaging. It's a unilateral message coming from the sheriff's department. The FBI and the sheriff's department should be lockstep in messaging. The FBI should be leading the messaging, should be leading the press conferences, should be leading the media relations. The executives in the FBI are trained with media and reporters on how to message properly, coherently. And the wording of the message from the sheriff's department was a little peculiar, begging the media to honor their profession, and to report with compassion and professionalism. I think a lot of the reporting has been handled that way. So I thought it was really odd language. I think it would have been better if the FBI and the sheriff's department collaborate in any messaging going forward.
Right. But look, we know what he was talking about, right? Casey, we now have a new layer of speculation with all of.
It's always speculation. And thank you, Kim. And you're right, like respectfully. And this is why I appreciate Kim. He says, I do readings, but I would never publicize anything. I don't think any psychic medium should publicize what they feel and know about a case, et cetera, right? And like I said, I personally I have, Kim, here on YouTube, you do have people that use, mediums and tarots to do those kinds of things, readings and stuff like that. I struggle with that, however, whatever people believe, but I struggle in the sense of like implying it to true crime. For me, it's a cultural thing too. It's one thing for me to go to Kim or another person and say, hey, can you guys do a reading? Because I want to know stuff. That's one thing. It's something separate to try to make contact with somebody who has passed, or, especially on a speculative type of situation, right? That's why I respect you, Kim, for that. That's why I'm like, I think it's something to kind of keep in mind. When I have had so many people that have come in here that will say to me, hey, this tarot reader from this YouTube channel said this and that and the other. And I typically just delete the comments because I said, y'all don't even know if the person, if you're spiritual, you don't even know if the person wants to be contacted. So you do have to be careful with that. I respect people that pass, the dead. I respect the dead. I think that's what it is. I don't be doing that. So that's why I struggle with it. You said, yeah, they will speak in absolute. This person did it. Yes, some of them do. That's why you got to be careful. But yeah, very few readers use tarot like it as psychics. It's literally to gain personal insight. Yeah, I mean, like I said, like however you see it, I just personally, it's a stance of mine. It was the way that I was raised to. I don't entertain it because it doesn't sit well with me, if that makes sense.
These desperate digital media folks who live off clickbait. And they've been running every kind of theory they can. And a lot of it is to the disadvantage of the Guthrie family. And some of the people even used to work with Savannah Guthrie. So it makes the kind of blind dogging on it even more disgusting. And I think that's what motivated the sheriff's moment. Now, Casey, you and I are not surprised that the glove that they found didn't wind up being connected and yielding that DNA. What do you make of what's next for them? And what level of confidence do you have in this list of 40 names and where that may be derived from?
Okay, so we weren't surprised that there was not an immediate match. I mean, this isn't like Criminal Minds where everything gets solved in 43 minutes. But they have DNA. They have DNA from the glove and they have DNA from inside the house. It does not appear to be the same DNA, but this is great. And just because it's not in CODIS, because CODIS has a very narrow parameter for what DNA it's going to have submitted to it. Usually you have to be arrested and convicted of a felony, a murder, a sexual assault, like a rape, unless you're a missing person or they even have DNA from dead bodies. But the point is, just because this person has not been convicted of a felony before doesn't mean he's not out there and we can't still get his DNA eventually. The big game right now, and we are in it for the long haul, is to narrow down the suspect pool. And this is a long slog, but it's just how it works. You get those names from the Walmart data bank, people who have purchased this backpack, and then you start going around and shoes on the pavement. Ask the gun shop owners. some of whom don't watch TV and don't know anything about Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Does this guy look familiar to you? Do you have any of these names in your data bank of people who purchased guns? Oh, you do? Let's take a look at that driver's license. I mean, this is how it's done.
So I don't think Robin asked the question. My question is, how was the family cleared so fast and the DNA hasn't come back from inside the house? Because I don't think that they were trying to clear them by DNA. I don't think the family was cleared by DNA. I mean, I could be wrong. I think that from what the sheriff said, okay, he said that they had very intensive, thorough conversations with them, that they reviewed everything and they basically held their feet to the fire. And based on their investigation, it did not seem that the family had anything to do with her disappearance. So the DNA might not necessarily have been used, up against the family or check with the family. I think the DNA they're thinking is like an outside element or outside person from the family, if that makes sense. So they could have cleared them publicly. Now, again, the clearance is public. It doesn't mean that they're like not being investigated. They could still be reviewed. They could still be investigated. They could still be charged. It could happen. We just don't know. Publicly, they cleared them to stop the speculation from folks. But they don't have to tell us if they're still investigating them.
I'm not hopeless at all. This is just the beginning of a long investigative process, and we will, I have no doubt, figure out who that suspect on the porch is. It may just take a while.
So, Andrew, in terms of what we know about timing, how often in your experience has someone taken someone for profit and not come forth in an insistent way with a demand like this?
Not in my career. I've been involved in numerous kidnappings in my career, and it's a business transaction. The individuals have kidnapped someone, they're holding them for ransom, and they have a plan to make contact with the family or law enforcement right away. This is like no kidnapping case that I have seen.
One other quick thing, the gun. I haven't studied.
Because I don't think it was meant to be a kidnapping case. I don't know. I still think that it was a kidnapping. It was a burglary that turned into a kidnapping. But I could be wrong. It's probably very wrong. Now, Monica Garcia, tonight in an exclusive interview, a Tucson couple is speaking out for the first time, saying they found a glove that appeared to have blood on it. Now we have another glove.
Faces tells me they were driving slowly down
Hold
Campbell with a flashlight as they were helping out.
How many bloods? How many gloves? How many? Look at this.
We've been telling you about gloves found in this investigation. Tonight, we spoke exclusively to a Tucson couple speaking out for the first time, saying they found a glove that appeared to have blood on it. So here's a look at the gloves that they shared with us. They say they found them less than a mile from Nancy Guthrie's home last week around 10 p.m. February 11th. And that was the same day investigators later confirmed they had found another glove, the one that we know has now been tested and run through CODIS. The couple who asked not to show their faces tells me they were driving slowly down Campbell with a flashlight as they were helping out in the search when they spotted what looked like a black glove. They say a second glove was found less than 10 feet away. They say they did not touch either. They tell me they first called the FBI tip line. They were on hold for 45 minutes. When they got through, they say the FBI took the location. They took their information. They thanked them for the tip, and then they told them they would note it, but could not guarantee someone would respond that night. So then they called the sheriff's department, and they say they were told to leave the gloves in place and that someone would respond. Concerned about rain in the forecast, which we know eventually did come, they say they then called 911. They describe multiple investigators responding very quickly, questioning them, and remaining in that area to about 2 a.m. So now 9 days later, they wonder whether the gloves that you're seeing right here are connected to the ones that we told you that are being tested. The sheriff's department got back to us. They say they cannot confirm at this time whether these specific gloves are part of the evidence. They say detectives and agents have collected multiple gloves from the area, and that analysis is ongoing as part of the investigation. The FBI has not gotten back to us.
Oh boy. Now, the people of the internet are still being people, okay? I gotta show you guys another article that I found, but before we even go there, let me show you guys. Hold up. The people of the internet are going to internet. That's what they're gonna do. Hold up, let me see if I can show you guys before I run over there and get the article. Give me 1 sec, guys.
The video, but I am told by people on the ground there that, yeah, they saw the weapon, they identified what kind of weapon it is, and that's where they got the 40 names because they closed it into a pretty tight circle of who sells it and where. Does that make sense to you that they're able to get enough identification detail from what they see in this video to make that kind of ask?
Yes, I think it's something about the gun or the holster, because identified where the holster was manufactured and sold. So between the type of gun and the holster, that could be driving this latest series of investigations.
Okay. Let me stop right here. So I don't know where this article came from. Tommaso Cioni is the husband of Nancy Guthrie's oldest daughter, Annie Guthrie, Parade.com. Reports that a LinkedIn account that appeared to belong to Cioni says that he worked in Tucson as a sixth grade science and biology teacher. Okay, the middle school is there, or school is there. Zach Lynn, Jimmy Eat's world drummer, whose wife is Nancy Guthrie's niece, posted about Annie Guthrie and Cioni on X February 4th. Annie and Tommy. Does he go by Tommaso or Tommy? Okay, honey. Annie and Tommy are amazing people, dedicated parents who also love and care for Nancy on a daily basis, he wrote. Was he caring for Nancy on a daily basis? Was somebody caring for Nancy Guthrie on a daily basis? Or are we just assuming that she was living alone and she only had these, people kind of take care of the house? I don't know what to think about that. That's an interesting article. I wonder if the glove they tested for the perp's DNA had Nancy's blood on it. Well, they said it had blood, right? Yeah, caring for Nancy, but doesn't walk her in? I don't know, man. It's interesting. Maybe they were checking on her regularly. Very likely. Now, hold up. Let me jump into this right here while I check something real quick.
We'll get more. We've asked the Google, hey guys, can you do this? And they said the very same thing. Sheriff, we don't think we can get anything, but we'll try. And that's all we're hopeful.
That is Sheriff Chris Nanos telling our Brian Enton he's asking Google to help unearth footage from Nancy Guthrie's other home cameras. We had the footage from her front door. Now they're working on the others. By the way, she doesn't have an active subscription for saving her video history. Let's get right on out to News Nation national correspondent Jessica Cartalia, who's live for us in Tucson. Jessica, I was also struck by the fact that the sheriff said he's hopeful that they can find Nancy soon.
Yeah, he says he's confident and he's determined. He says we will find her. He says that he believes that investigators are one step closer to solving this case and figuring out where Nancy Guthrie may be. When he spoke with our Brian Enton, Markey, he compared the process of identifying that man at the front door through that Nest camera to peeling off layers of paint to reach older data while still keeping it intact. Remember, as you mentioned, Nancy did not have a subscription, so investigators had to work with Google to uncover that overwritten footage. You think of video just being layered on top of video. We're also learning that there are additional cameras.
And we asked, I think it's Google Nest, Google, hey, what can you do with this? And we gave them the other cameras and asked the same. And they said, well, there's not a subscription here. And it is hard because it overwrites itself, right? Every, I don't know how many hours, maybe it's every 36 or 72, whatever it is. But you know what, Sheriff, we'll try. Thank you. Away they went. So there's other cameras.
Nano says investigators have also collected DNA, fingerprints, weapons, computers, and phones. 400 investigators from multiple agencies, including the FBI, as we know, are working around the clock. Excuse me. Authorities are not speculating on whether what the motive could have been, including whether or not the crime was random or connected to Savannah Guthrie. The sheriff also pushed back against claims that investigators lack experience and are refusing to cooperate with the FBI.
They know that they have someone who believes in them and their work. They're going to do it. I have 100% faith. They will solve this case.
Hold up, guys.
If you were the guy, if you were that,
I got to show you this other report here. Hold up. Listen to this.
She is a true crime correspondent for 3TV and CBS 5 in Arizona, also known as Arizona's Family. And she's also the host of the True Crime Arizona podcast. She's been following every step of the development. So we've got some updates from the Pima County Sheriff's Office today regarding video from neighbors' cameras and DNA from Nancy's home. What can you tell us?
Yeah, so we now know that they have retrieved surveillance video from some of the neighbors. They are actively reviewing that. That is a good step. Hopefully we'll see some of that surveillance video, whether that's a helpful, clip of video, whether those are still pictures, anything would help at this point. It could show people, it could show possibly a suspect vehicle. So you have to think that they're going to be going through that quickly and hopefully in the next few days turning what they can from that. That is, of course, if they can get the video off those cameras. They had trouble with that with Nancy's front doorbell camera. We also know that they are looking at and analyzing biological evidence inside Nancy Guthrie's home. And you heard it in that package here that just played, but that's going to be your key DNA evidence to analyze because that's from the crime scene and that's direct DNA to who's been inside that home. So we hope to get those results back soon. It's honestly a little bit surprising that we haven't heard more on the DNA front.
But if this person is covered from head to toe and was very careful about not leaving DNA there, is it possible that any of the DNA that is in that home is Nancy or someone else, a family member or something like that, not the suspect?
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely a possibility. You know Nancy's DNA is going to be in there. You assume that family members would also be in there, potentially other friends who had visited Nancy in recent times. You have to hope that whoever her abductor or abductors are would have made a mistake. Perhaps the glove came off at some point. Perhaps their skin brushed something else. Maybe they were sweating while they were doing this and a drop of sweat landed on the ground. Also, were they cut during this operation? Was their blood potentially also in Nancy Guthrie's home? All we know so far is her blood tested positive for being hers and nobody else's on the front porch. But yeah, to your point, could it be just everybody else who would have been in her home normal as usual? Definitely, they're looking for the outlier there.
Oh, it makes me sick to think about all that and the struggle that could have, that we believe took place, at least because her blood was on the porch. All
Yeah.
right. It feels like we've gotten fewer updates from law enforcement this week. What does that tell you?
It's one of two things. They have gone nearly radio silent the past few days. Either they are dealing with going back to square one, where they are collecting evidence and the DNA just has not come back as any conclusive results that would help in the investigation, or the results have come back, at least partially from what they're testing. They hopefully have a strong lead on that and perhaps are making plans to go forward with certain charges or arrests, and they don't want to tip those people off. So it might be that there's a whole lot happening behind the scenes that we are not privy to, and that's why they aren't saying much right now. But of course, day 20 and no DNA results and no other leads that we are at least aware of, obviously people are very, very concerned. So yeah, should we learn more in the next few days? I certainly would hope so.
And are you hearing anything about how long it's taken to get information, for example, about this backpack that was exclusively sold at Walmart, right? This Ozark Trek, or anything on that genealogical genetic testing after we didn't get a CODIS match?
I mean, on the backpack front, I think it's a great lead. You at least have that identification. But Walmart, I mean, huge company, the potential of this being bought online, that is a hard one to track back down. I mean, you have to go through so many people. Think about the amount of people that go to Walmart just as is in the Tucson area who might be buying those backpacks. I mean, Tucson, beautiful area to hike, to go on adventures. You probably have a lot of people buying those kinds of backpacks in that area. So a great lead nonetheless, but definitely a hard one to pinpoint whose exact backpack that was. On the genealogy front, that is going to be, I think, key, at least in terms of ruling in or out the DNA evidence on the pair of black gloves, because you could try to figure out who that is. Genealogy is pretty great these days, but it isn't.
This is like a needle in the haystack. Why is it like this? This is what I don't get.
An immediate solution. You can get a match in as little as a few hours, according to the forensic genealogist that we have spoken to, but that's pretty rare. Usually it takes a couple weeks, sometimes even a couple months. You have to hope in this case, time is of the essence, and perhaps the greatest hope on the genealogy front is that whoever's DNA is on that pair of black gloves, that their ancestors, their family have uploaded their DNA, their profiles to these databases that people have access to when you're talking about forensic genetic genealogy. The faster they have profiles to match that against and they can work backwards on that family tree, the faster they can figure out who's missing on this family tree. That's whose DNA is on those gloves.
Oh, gosh.
Brianna Whitney, thank you as always.
thoughts, opinions, speculations? Apparently there's like, well, just let y'all know, they have a lot of investigators out there right now in the Nancy Guthrie case investigating. I mean, lots and lots of people are out there. There might be more YouTubers that are heading down there too. I think everybody's going down there now. My goodness. Again, more than one suspect, speculation.
Just got an update from the Pima County Sheriff's Office. There wasn't a ton of new information, but I wanted to read it to you guys. They say that detectives and agents continue to actively follow up on leads. Neighbors have submitted surveillance video from the area, and investigators are carefully reviewing the footage. DNA analysis is underway on biological evidence recovered during the investigation. This process can be lengthy, and they're saying there's no additional updates there. In terms of the suspect, and this is kind of interesting, investigators continue seeking information to identify the individual from the doorbell surveillance video. As the sheriff has previously stated, while we are requesting information related to the person seen on video, investigators are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved, which is something people have been saying to me for a long time, experts I've been talking to, that they think there's more than one person, that the person we saw in the front on the doorbell camera, there may have also been someone on the back side of the house. And it's just interesting that they included that in today's update. Investigators are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved. So that's the latest. Of course, if you have any information, call 1-800-CALL-FBI. I'm just in my car outside Nancy's house now, so I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so we just got an update from the Pima County Sheriff's.
And like I said, it's I mean, I don't know what having more YouTubers out there is going to do, honestly, but I mean, people are going to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? So the last update that I see, because you know that there's the news reports that are giving updates as things are going. Police not ruling out the possibility of more suspect, which is what Enton just said. I think that that's a given. I don't understand how it would just be one person committing this whole crime. Again, the genetic genealogy part. I do wonder though, like the people that were getting all these sources, a source told me X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. You know, especially these reporters like Brittany or all these other people that have been, you know, local there. It does make you wonder, what happened to those sources, since they're not, I mean, are they still believing this? Are my question is, are they still thinking this like some kind of robbery, burglary? If not, was she taken? Cartel? Like, where are they landing with this? Or are they just exploring everything to see what fits at this point? I don't know.
I'm Sean Mooney. As the investigation into Nancy Guthrie's disappearance continues, neighbors say fear is still lingering in the area. And this afternoon, investigators say they're not ruling out the possibility that more than one person may be involved. Meantime, we're told the FBI is answering calls around the clock to the 1-800-CALL-FBI tip line and reviewing submissions online. A reward of up to $100,000 from the agency remains in place for information leading to Nancy's location or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. 88 Crime is also offering a reward now of over $200,000. Monica Garcia joins us live in the Catalina foothills once again with the very latest. Monica, what is the update today?
Well, Sean, the new detail that the FBI is not ruling out the possibility of more than one suspect really has this neighborhood shaken. As I stand out here, where we are speaking with neighbors who continue to come out to Nancy Guthrie's house, doing things like leaving flowers and leaving notes and just coming by to say prayers. And many who live nearby tell me they're shaken and now not knowing. Investigators are not ruling out the possibility of more than one person involved. They say they don't feel safe until someone is caught. Detectives and FBI agents say they are actively following up on leads. That's also part of the latest today, as neighbors have continued submitting surveillance video. Investigators are reviewing that footage carefully. This comes as DNA analysis is underway on biological evidence recovered during the investigation. They also say that is a process that could take some time, but the sheriff now saying that they are not ruling out the possibility that more than one person might be involved. One neighbor I spoke with says they're living in fear.
We used to leave our doors unlocked. My grandparents lived down the street. They would always have their garage door open, all the doors unlocked. Never had to worry about it. Are you worried now? Yeah.
Doors locked?
Oh, yeah. We don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
anything.
Well, and that is a question that I have. Mollywood says I've been riding around with YouTubers and there's nothing new. No one is searching. They just driving around and do nothing. Well, why hasn't there been a search? Do they not believe that she could be out in the desert? Because I don't know, man. To me, I'm more inclined to believe that they just left her in the desert than actually took her to Mexico. I don't think she's in the Tucson area, though. I think she's outside of that area. So I mean, why aren't they searching? And I'm not talking about the YouTubers. I'm talking about just in general. Like, is there a search team out there? What's going on? Yeah, Annie's, you would think that they would, right, something of her leaving and going. No, so much. That is true. A lot of desert. So there's a lot of places where somebody could be put, right? I have questions about that. Just a thought.
All right. And so the update today also talks about the amount of calls, hundreds of calls that 911 is receiving. A big reminder tonight from the Sheriff's Department that if you do have a tip, you can call 911. But if you have an opinion or you just want to express a thought, do not call 911 for that. Live at the Foothills, I'm Monica Garcia. Sean, back to you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, they're saying that the landfill check wasn't for that. It was just a rumor that it was for something else. I can't really, let me see. The landfill wasn't for that. They speculated. They had I think it's called a LIDAR flight over the landfill today, not related to Guthrie search. That's what they said, that it wasn't related to the search.
Latest, Monica, and investigators in the Nancy Guthrie case are still appealing to residents in the area this afternoon. They're asking for any videos or images of vehicles or anything suspicious looking in a specific radius. And you see that area right there on that map within Campbell Avenue to Ina Road to La Cholla and River Road. Investigators say they're looking for any leads, especially doorbell or surveillance video from the night of January 11th between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. and from January 31st overnight to February 1st between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. They say no detail is too small and even footage of passing cars could help in their search. We have a link on our website at kvoa.com where you can submit your video. Investigators just ask that you include your address and the date and time that video was captured. And once again, this is the video of that suspect captured by the doorbell camera at Nancy Guthrie's home. We know we have shown it to you many times, but investigators say it has never been more important to share the description of the suspect. They say they believe it is a man between 5'9" and 5'10" tall. You see that person was wearing gloves as well as a ski mask and was carrying a black Ozark Trail Hiker pack that is sold in Walmart's, one of the outlets, and has what appeared to be a gun at his waist at the time that video was captured.
Now, hold up. Let me tell you guys. Oh, Lord have mercy. Mystery swirls around possible second suspect spotted in Nancy Guthrie case as sheriff makes a new admission. This was today. What new admission did he make? The sheriff is still talking. Did he just give a media tour? Like, do we need him talking again? The mass armed intruder seen in Nancy Guthrie's doorbell camera may not have been working alone. Whoa, okay. Piedmont County Sheriff's Department confirmed Friday. Yes, we know. The sheriff has said all along that while investigators are working to identify the person seen on the doorbell video, they are not ruling out that was the only person involved. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we figured that. I don't think that's anything new. So, Pima Under Fire explicitly said that he believed the man in the video is the prime suspect and likely perpetrator. Okay. And Kash Patel said the agency was investigating more than one person of interest. The Post spoke to the gun shop owners. We know that. I mean, there hasn't really been anything since we don't have timestamp outside of the glove. That's the only new news that we have. Glove that neighbors found with blood. Outside of that, we have nothing else, which makes you wonder, will there be any more videos from Savannah and family? Like, literally, I'm trying to see if there's anything else.
Weekend will mark 3 weeks in the search for Nancy Guthrie. I'm ABC 15's Ashley Holden here at her Tucson home, and we are hearing
we
from the
figured that
Pima County
out,
Sheriff's
right?
Department, getting an update. And also, I spoke with several FBI agents about what questions they have and also what it's like to follow up on all these thousands of tips. As the days pass, the questions mount in the search for Nancy Guthrie.
Certainly don't consider it a cold case yet. This is a ongoing, very active investigation from what we can tell.
Friday, the Arizona Attorney General saying her office has already offered their assistance as the Pima County Sheriff's Department and FBI work to ID the suspect in this chilling doorbell footage. The latest from PCSD is surveillance video submitted by neighbors is being reviewed, and DNA is still undergoing lab analysis.
I would suspect there's a lot that we don't know. What happened in that house? That's the one thing they're not telling us.
Well, and that was the question that I had to Sister Anonymous. If they managed to pull images of the perp, have we heard if they actually saw Nancy arrive at the home on the camera? How come? You know what? But okay. Are we going to the timeline? They said the garage opened and closed at a certain time. Do we know that she entered through the garage? Was there anything visible, like she could have been walking by after she was dropped off? We don't even have that. How come they didn't release that? They didn't release any of that, right? And here's the other question that I have too. Was there any bank activity after she was kidnapped? So they just took her and took like, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I was thinking about the same thing too. You didn't think, yeah, but like say that even if she didn't go to the front, well, because I think the garage is, I'm trying to think of this, like the way I see the house. You have the front entrance and then the garage. You wouldn't even be able to see her walk in there, right? And I don't know, man. What was captured before the intruder? Like, I would be curious to see what happened the first 3 hours. Or, 3 hours before that. Like, it'd be good to see some footage of that.
FBI agent John McVeigh worked on high-profile cases before, and while pressure mounts, he says following up on tips and leads can be time-consuming.
If that backpack is something that's sold, extensively, you have to then subpoena Walmart, get the information. All they're going to do is give you sales receipts.
Someone having to then go through each purchase.
This is like no other kidnapping we've seen.
Please, and this is the other thing I had said too. I said, you guys notice how they didn't even tell us what, and I get it. Some people were like, well, we don't even know, people wear different, maybe they didn't know what kind of PJs she was wearing. Well, how do we even know she even got to that? We don't know. What was she wearing when she was at Annie's house? What was she wearing when she was at Annie's house? What was she wearing when she was dropped off? Anybody? Somebody? That's so weird. Because honestly, when somebody gets kidnapped, what's the one thing that or abducted or goes missing? What's the one thing that they tell you the last thing that they wore or what they were seen wearing? So yeah, I don't know, man. It's just so weird.
Played out in the public.
Andrew Black previously worked in Arizona as the former special agent in charge of the Tucson FBI office.
What I'd like to see is, regular updates from the task force, because you have to keep at least the local public involved. Many of these cases or these types of cases are often made with help from the public. And I do think there is someone out there who has information that could help.
Investigators are not ruling out the possibility that there may be more than one person involved. The Sheriff's Department also saying that DNA analysis can be lengthy. As we approach the 3-week mark, everyone just waiting for the next break in the case. In Tucson, Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
Right? Don't sleep on Walmart. Listen, y'all don't underestimate Walmart and their tech, service and everything. Don't sleep on it. I would agree with that because they be doing the most. They will do the most. I don't know, man. Some and I'm sure we've said this multiple times. Some ain't right. Some ain't right. We've said it multiple times, but even the way in which this whole situation has been approached, it's just not right. Let me go to JLR Investigates real quick and see what's going on over there. Now, last Friday, it was Friday the 13th. We had so many things happening at the same time. Lord have mercy. I was like, what are we doing here today? Damn, he's not even live anymore. That's a first. Every time he was live at 11. Oh my goodness, man. My goodness. That's crazy work. You would think Annie and Tommaso was with her when they know she was wearing. Yeah, like, do they know? Did they report what she was last wearing? Joey, thank you so much for the $1.99. When was the last time she was seen besides family? Yeah. Joey, thank you for the $1.99. Outside of family, who else saw her? Sounds like there's an Uber driver, right? Because, you know, I mean, if there's other witnesses that saw her, that'd be good to know. Some ain't right, man. Some ain't right. Well, I hope so. I hope so. You know, they got everybody waiting on 10 over there between the SWAT, the SWAT, everything. You want to hear it's the 911 call. It's not a 911 call. It's a dispatch. They haven't released a 911 call. Hold up. Let me see. I think it's a dispatch call. Let's see. This was like 2 weeks old. Give me 1 second. I don't know who this is, but credit to them.
Calling this copy a safe alert. It's going to be authority from Pima County Sheriff's Office, last name at Skyline Drive in Campbell. Occurred on yesterday's date at 12:15 hours. Subject last name of Nancy Guthrie, first of Nancy, date birth 127 of 1942, 84-year-old white female, 5'4", 150, brown and blue, last name wearing unknown clothing description. Subject was not seen at church and family went to the residence, and subject was not at home. All personal belongings, including a 1021 and wallet and vehicle, were still there. Subject is nowhere to be found. Subject suffers from limited mobility and has medication scheduled to follow up and needs daily. If located, check code 20 and contact Pima County Sheriff's Office. Again, last name at Skyline and Campbell in Tucson, and the safe alert at 12:35.
Stand by. The copy. One item needs to be safe alert. One item safe alert will be out of Tucson, Skyline, and Campbell Avenue. Heard on February 1st, approximately 12:15 hours. Subject a Nancy Guthrie, date of birth 127, 84. White female, 5'4", 150 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. So that's description for unknown clothing. So there's not seen at a church. Family went to residence and subject was not at their home. 1021 wallet, vehicle were still there. Subject is, again, subject from limited mobility and medication scheduled that they need followed. If located, contact Tucson PD. No additional time to consider 9 hours.
Yeah. They did say description, clothing unknown. Again, this wasn't even announced at the press conference. We don't know what she was wearing. Did she have her glasses on? Do we even know that?
Yesterday's date, February 1st, at about 12:15 hours. Subject date of birth of 12742. Of age, white female, 5'4", 150. Wearing clothing. Subject was not seen at church. Residence of subject was not at home. All personal belongings, including one wallet and vehicle, were still there.
Was last seen at church? Huh? Hold up. Hold up. Let me see something.
Wearing clothing. Subject was not seen at church. Residence of subject was not at home. All personal belongings.
Was not seen at church. Resident was not at home. Okay.
One wallet and vehicle were still there. Subject suffers limited medical and medication schedule to follow and needs safe data set welfare and contact Pima County.
This copy, third broadcast of Safe Alert, the authority from Pima County Sheriff's Office, last seen at Skyline and Campbell in Tucson. Safe Alert last seen on yesterday's date at 12:15 hours. Subject last name is Guthrie, first of Nancy, 127 of 1942. 84-year-old white female, 5'4", 150, brown and blue. Last name wearing unknown clothing. Subject was last.
District 2 and 12 sent out a copy of one item on the APB summary of safe alert from Skyline and Campbell in Tucson. District 2 and 12 copy of 10 one item on the APB summary of safe alert from Skyline and Campbell in Tucson. Occurred yesterday's date around 12:15 hours. Subject is Nancy Guthrie, date of birth 1/27/42, 84 years of age, white female, 5'4", over 150, brown over blue. Last seen wearing unknown clothing. Subject was not seen at church, so family went to the residence, and subject was not at home. All personal belongings, including the 1021 wallet and vehicle, was still there, and she was nowhere to be found. Subject suffers from limited mobility and has a medication scheduled to follow that she needs daily. It's located, check welfare, and contact PCSD. Safe alert out of Tucson, Skyline, and Campbell. District 12 units have a safe alert from Skyline and Campbell out of Tucson. Subject is going to be Nancy Guthrie, date of birth 2/1/26, last seen earlier today around 12:15. Correction, yesterday at around 12:15 hours. Date of birth is 1/27/42. She's an 84-year-old white female, 5'4", 150, brown over blue, unknown clothing description. She was not seen at church or at her residence, and subject was not at home. All her belongings, including 1021 wallet and vehicle, were still at her 1020. She does suffer from limited mobility and has medication scheduled to follow and needs it daily. If located, contact Pima County Sheriff's and Code 20. EPB, Silver Correction, safe alert. Operator at 1424. Just enter units prepared to copy final broadcast for safe alert. Safe alert last seen in the area of Skyline and Campbell. On the 1st, last seen in the area of Skyline and Campbell around 12:15 hours. Subject going to be Nancy Guthrie, date of birth of 1/27/42, 84 years of age, a white female, 5'4", 150, brown over blue. Last seen wearing unknown clothing. Subject was not seen at church, and family went to residence to check on her at home.
Unknown clothing, they keep saying that. Like, why is her clothing unknown?
Personal belongings, including 1021 and wallet and vehicle, were still there. However, subject was not there. Subject does suffer from limited mobility and needs medication that is left at the house. If contacted, contact county at 1427.
Yeah. I'm not even speeding her up. She's at normal speed. Listen, Linda. I don't know what to think. We just go keep talking until there's got to be something that comes out of this, guys. Something. Oh my God, Joey, did I miss this? How can they say the DNA in the house isn't related to a healthcare worker? Oh, yes, I did read this. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Joey. We gonna keep repeating it. I mean, very fast. But it's like, why is it so hard to just say what she was wearing? Bed unmade or whatnot? Did they describe the bed? Did they? Hold up. Let's go to the transcript real quick. You said that they talked about the bed? Bed? Ho. No. No, they don't talk about the bed. Let me see. Unmade? What do they say? Hold up. I mean, they said a lot. Subject not found. They describe her. Let me show y'all. You guys can see. Subject not found. They describe her. Limited mobility yesterday. It's the same repeated stuff. All personal belongings, including still there. Resident on home. I'm looking at the transcript, guys. AP summary of safe alert. Okay. Laughing, wearing unknown clothing. Her clothing still unknown. Subject not seen at church. All personal belongings, including wallet, vehicle, still there. Nowhere to be found. She suffers from limited mobility, needs medication. They have a safe alert for Skyline and Campbell. Let me see what else. Yeah, there's nothing about her bed. Nothing like that is being said here about her bed, cheeks. But they keep repeating unknown clothing. We did not know what she was wearing. That was it. Her stuff is at home, whatever that is. But clothing is unknown. Like, weird. Oh, I'm gonna have to find a comment before that. Okay, baby girl, give me 1 second. Maybe they didn't admit to what she was wearing because it would indicate that she had been back in the house. Oof. I don't know, that safe alert stuff, it's like kind of throwing me off too. Yeah, maybe she had PJs or something. Yeah, he did say that. Like they dragged her out of bed. Okay, Cheeks, I gotta find your other comment. I don't know what it is though. Read my comment before that. I'm coming. Bed unmade or whatnot. Oh, I wonder if there was evidence that she was in her bed sleeping. Oh, gotcha. Okay, now I read it. I got it. Yeah, you said, Rabbit, perhaps they found the clothing that she was wearing at her house and she probably put on her PJs on, maybe, and they couldn't figure out what that was. But anything, at least what she was last seen wearing, you know? Something. All right, guys. Well, I do have to let you guys go because I gotta. Okay, where did I go? Right here. I gotta go tend to baby bunny. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. We'll keep covering. I mean, unless something breaks tonight, which is what happened last Friday with the SWAT. I don't know, man. This is not looking too good at all. Shout out to everybody that supported. I gotta go drink some tea. My throat's getting there, but I can feel my throat drying up right now. Thank you guys. Thank you for everybody that gifted memberships. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you for all the super chats and super stickers. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Hit the like button. Good way to support for free is by hitting the like button. Yeah, possibly clothing that she was wearing the night before at Nancy's house. PJs unknown, maybe. I will see you guys mañana. Okay, and go watch my pre-recorded video. You guys didn't show it any love. Go watch it. It's a lawsuit, quick lawsuit. Go watch it. I'll see you guys. Thank you. Bye, guys.